Hello everyone, and today we're gonna take a look at the Holy Priest. We're gonna start doing these videos for WoW now. I thought we didn't, well, bet you thought we couldn't do this for WoW, but we're gonna take a little look at it. A quick overview of the Holy Priest in Legion. This is healer, it's kind of a jack of all trades healer. I haven't really played too much with other healers on live. I played a bit of the Monk and I played a bit of the Holy Paladin, but this healer generally is considered kind of a jack of all trades. You could argue master of none. It can do tank healing. It can do AoE healing. It's not the best tank healer, it's not the best AoE healer, but it sits somewhere in the middle, okay? It's pretty versatile depending on how you set it up. So we'll take a look at the first of all, we'll take a look at our passives, shall we? Our mastery is Echo of Light. Very, very important. Okay, our direct healing spells heal for an additional little dot over 6 seconds. The percentage is based on your mastery. Now, the other thing that you really need to know about is serendipity. Okay, whenever you cast a single target heal, so how the Holy Priest works is you've got your big cooldowns or your Holy Words. Holy Word Serenity, Holy Word Sanctify, and Holy Word Chastise. Holy Word Chastise is a damage spell. Holy Word Serenity is a perform a miracle heal, healing a single target ally for a massive amount of health. If we pop it over there, you'll see there. Heals him, puts Echo of Light up as well, and again, Echo of Light heals for percentage of our mastery. Now, you know it has a long cooldown. Where Serendipity comes in, what if we do if we cast a single target heal? You'll see here that the cooldown goes down on our Holy Word. Okay? Can drop the cooldown fairly quickly. We've got the proc there, which we'll talk about later on. You can see there how we drop it down fairly quickly. You know, okay, we get that off. That is Serendipity. Okay, basically, whenever we cast a single target heal, a flash heal or a heal, either of our two basic heals, the cooldown of Holy Word Serenity is reduced by 6 seconds. Okay, whenever we cast Prayer of Healing, which is our AoE heal, our main kind of AoE heal, Prayer of Healing, our Holy Word Sanctuary cooldown is reduced. So we'll put out Holy Word Sanctuary, which is similar to our Holy Word Serenity, only it's for AoE. Okay, it's going to heal up to 6 allies within 10 yards for 219,000 health. It's a big AoE heal. Okay, get your big AoE heal out, and again, Prayer of Healing, you'll see it drop down fairly quickly. So you can see we can do sort of decent AoE healing. I've also got this little Light of the Naru buff, and you can see here it comes off cooldown. Now, Holy Word Chastise is our damaging spell. Now, I can't demonstrate that on the dummies here because these are healing dummies. Basically, your Smite will reset the cooldown for there, okay? So when you cast Smite, the remaining cooldown Holy Word Chastise is reduced. So every time you cast a single target heal, your single target Holy Word will come off cooldown. If you cast an AoE heal, Prayer of Mending, your AoE big Holy Word heal will come off cooldown. And if you're doing DPS, your Holy Word Chastise will come off cooldown with Smite. Okay, so if you want to do some DPS, there's that option as well for you. It's not really a great DPS spec. If you want to off-spec DPS, pick Discipline, to be honest. In terms of damage output, it's alright, but it's not great. But Serendipity is one of the main sort of mechanics of this class. We'll talk about talents right now. Level 15, I quite like Trail of Light. In terms of raiding, doing normal Emerald Nightmare, looking at Heroic at the moment, did 1 out of 7 Heroic. So far, got the first boss down. Basically, whenever you cast a flash heal, 40% of the healing is replicated to the previous target healed with flash heal. Quite useful if you're healing sort of multiple targets with flash heal. In particular, it's good for doing 2 tanks. Okay, I said if you look at the first boss, what was the first boss called? I forget its name. Nithindra, there she is. If you're doing that boss, if you get the 2 targets with rot on them initially, you can kind of keep them healing. What you do is heal one and then heal the other one. So you start off with 2 targets and then it increases. So what you can do is you can heal each target with rot on them. because Rot does have quite a big dot on heroic mode as well. So you want to be, you want to be topping them up. So what you can do is heal one, heal the other one, and then you get that 40% extra heal from Trail of Light. Enduring Renewal is not great, to be honest. Renew really isn't that great a heal anymore, to be honest. 115,000 health over 15 seconds, it's not great, to be perfectly honest. So keeping Renew on the targets, not really. You get 40% of flash heals heal. Tends to be better. Enlightenment regenerate mana 10% faster, unless you're doing like big, heavy burst, constant sort of heavy burst healing. It can be useful on certain occasions, but I prefer Trail of Light, to be honest. That's my personal preference. Level 30, you've got Angelic Feather. You put down the feather at your location, and it increases the target speed by 40%. Quite useful. You've got Body and Mind. We heal the target, which is a small heal. It does 19,000 heal every 1 second and increases their movement speed by 40% for 4 seconds. Useful if you want people to get out of things. If you want one person to get out of something, because it is a 10-second cooldown. If you want multiples, you can have 3 charges of Angelic Feather. You can put it down for other players. You can put it down for yourself. Otherwise, you've got Desperate Prayer, which isn't a movement speed buff. It heals you for 20% of your maximum health and increases your maximum health by 20%, decreases by 2% every second. Okay, it's on a 1.5 minute cooldown. Useful if you're going to be taking unavoidable damage. Okay, if you're going to be taking damage, you're going to be soaking some damage, then it can be useful there. Level 45, these two are kind of niche. Most of the Shining Force, it's not the best one, to be honest. For PvE. PvP, I mean, it knocks away enemies. Do you really want to knock away enemies from a tank, really? Make it a bit harder for the tank to pick up. Censure, Holy Word Chastise stuns the target. Again, there's very few situations. Maybe on that tree boss. I don't know what it's called. I just call it the tree boss. If you're getting chased by the Ichor, you could drop it at the eye and just put your Holy Word Chastise up on it and stun it. Really, Afterlife is generally the only real choice. Increases the duration of your Spirit of Redemption by 50%. The Spirit of Redemption is what happens when you die. When you die, you become Spirit of Redemption for 22.5 seconds. You cannot move, attack, or be attacked, but you can heal. Okay, and healing spells cost no mana. So if you die, you can just go balls to the wall healing. Okay, just go all out, balls to the wall. Level 60, I like Light of the Naru. Okay, Serendipity reduces the remaining cooldown of your Holy Word spell by an additional 2 seconds. Quite useful, I find, especially if you're getting a lot of Holy Word spells. If you're doing a lot of AoE healing in particular, can be very useful. Prayer of Mending is quite expensive, so we want to kind of limit the use of Prayer of Mending. Again, Holy Word Sanctify, they cost similar amounts of mana, and this will heal 6 and your allies, and this heals for more. So again, you're getting less Prayer of Healings and more Holy Word Sanctifies out. Kind of saves you a bit of mana in the long run. Guardian Angel, when Guardian Spirit expires without saving the target from death, it reduces its remaining cooldown by 90 seconds. Guardian Spirit is your big cooldown. Okay, it calls upon a Guardian Spirit to watch over the friendly target for 10 seconds. Increases the amount of healing received by the target, 40%. Prevents the target from dying by sacrificing itself, so quite useful. The sacrifice terminates the effect and heals the target for 40% of the maximum health. It is castable while stunned. Usually if you die in a raid, if you die quite early, you'll throw this out to someone. Can be pretty useful if you're putting it out on multiple targets. Again, if the tank is taking massive damage. Generally, it's for the tanks you're going to be using this for. Symbol of Hope really is really quite powerful in a raid. However, most fights, if you're running with 2 Holy Priests, then you only need 1 Holy Priest on the set and the other Holy Priest in the raid. That's why we don't have Symbol of Hope. Okay, bolsters the morale of your healers in your party or raid within 40 yards, allowing them to cast spells for no mana cost for 10 seconds. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn powerful. Pretty useful in those big burst moments. You know, you hit that moment in a fight where there's massive damage going out. And of course, having no mana cost means that you can team this up particularly nicely with Apotheosis, which we'll talk about when we get to it. You can team it up quite nicely with that and just spam out Holy Word spells and become just this healing turret and not have to worry about your mana. Now, level 75, Surge of Light is what I prefer, to be honest. Your healing spells and Smite have an 8% chance to make your next flash heal instant. Cost no mana, and it has a maximum of 2 charges. Useful, again, it's a mobility gain. We're not very mobile, so getting this proc lets us heal on the move a little bit, and is he good? It's good for our sort of mana management as well, and it stacks nice with Trail of Light as well, because we can flash heal one target, and then we get an instant flash heal. We can then flash heal the other target instantly, and then the first target will benefit, 40%. It will also add to our Echo of Light. Okay. Also, we've got Bind Heal. Bind Heal is useful for doing dungeons. It's it heals you and another target and a third friendly target within 20 yards for a small amount of health. It is kind of mana costly. Now, if you want to use Bind Heal, it's when you don't really feel the need to use a Prayer of Healing. That's when you should use a Bind Heal. It does trigger Serendipity and reduces the cooldown on both Holy Word Serenity and Sanctify by 3 seconds. So it does trigger both of them as well. So that could be quite handy. It is quite expensive. Trail of Light, 33,000 mana. Trail of Light, obviously you have to cast 2 spells for that. But Binding Heal can be pretty useful. It's most useful in dungeons. It's not really useful in raids. If only 2 people have taken damage and yourself, then it can be useful. Don't spam it, really, basically, because it is quite expensive. You've got Piety, which gives you Prayer of Mending, a chance to trigger Serendipity and reduce the remaining cooldown on Holy Word Sanctify. Useful, again, if you're just doing massive AoE healing, then you're going to want to put Prayer of Mendings out, okay? And then, of course, you get the extra Holy Word Sanctifies out. So Piety does have its uses, really. Surge of Light is decent single target, and it stacks quite nicely with Trail of Light, I find. Level 90, Divinity. When you heal a target with a Holy Word spell, healing is increased by 15% for 8 seconds. Again, it can be quite useful, okay? It could have its uses, Divinity. Basically, whenever you are doing something, if you're just tank healing, it can be very useful, again, because you can heal your tank with Holy Word Serenity, and you can get that out. It can help for AoE healing. Divine Star really is useful in dungeons, okay? Hurls the Divine Star forward, okay? Healing all allies in its path. So it only heals allies in its path, really. So for raids, you want Halo, okay? Halo is a big giant. You can see how spread out it is. So everyone's spread out in a raid. Halo. For everyone is stacked up. I mean, in dungeons, you're going to find that people are stacked up a lot, so Divine Star is pretty useful. You can take Divinity as well. Divinity is bit more of a skill to pull off as well, because again it just gives you that healing buff for 15 seconds whenever you spend a Holy Word spell. It can be, I prefer Halo for raiding. Divine Star, short cooldown, does a bit of damage as well. Halo and Divine Star. Halo does the AoE damage as well. So does Divine Star, so you get that extra damage boost. If you don't need the damage though, you are going to be looking at Divinity, really. So pick what you want, pick what you feel comfortable. Divine Star I wouldn't use in a raid, just because everyone's spread out. Halo is generally the way to go. So it's generally a choice between these two for AoE healing, and Divinity, if you're the main tank healer, then I would take Divinity. You don't really need AoE healing. Level 100, I really like Apotheosis, okay? Enter pure holy form for 30 seconds. It's quite a long time, on a 3-minute cooldown. Increases the effects of serendipity by 200% and reduces the cost of your holy words by 100%. So you can get quite spammy with these holy words. Okay, so it takes 12 seconds off the cooldown of your holy words, as opposed to, in fact, it's more than that. It's 24 seconds. It's 200%. Really, 24 seconds off the cost of your holy words, rather than the usual 6. As with your, it stacks quite well with Light of the Naru. Useful for big burst healing, big burst AoE, big burst single target healing. And you get a nice visual effect, which I'll show you. You get a nice set of wings here. So as we pop this off, and you see here we flash heal, and you see the cooldown is coming down. Well off cooldown, and there you go. We'll pop out one of these, and we'll fire off our Prayer of Healing. It's about to come off cooldown, and there you go. You can just spam. Lasts quite a long time, though. I mean, you can see here 2 Prayer of Healings brings it off cooldown. So big, intensive AoE healing. And you can see how many of these we can just get out. I mean, it is quite mana intensive, but there it is, it's gone off. And it lasts quite a long time, which I find quite useful. I really like Apotheosis here. It is a 3-minute cooldown as well. But again, no mana cost on your Holy Words is quite nice. You're going to be spamming Holy Words. You're generally going to be spamming Flash Heal for single target. Obviously, Prayer of Healing. You can put Prayer of Mending out as well if you took Piety as well to get them off cooldown. So, you know, you're getting decent burst healing when you need kind of on-demand burst. It's pretty useful. Benediction, your Prayer of Mending has a 50% chance to leave a renew on each target it heals. We spoke about renew not being very powerful, and it is a 50% chance. Don't like it. I don't like RNG and healing. It's nice if it does leave a renew on, but Apotheosis is more of a sure thing, and I don't like kind of betting on RNG as a heal. Circle of Healing heals up to 5 injured targets for within 30 yards of the target for 300. I'll show you Circle of Healing if we... Oh, it's on cooldown. We can't change talents. Circle of Healing, useful if all allies are if people are all grouped up and they're going to stay in that one spot for a while, then, you know, it's kind of useful there. If they're going to sort of be bunched kind of together. And 84k healing, honestly, I'd rather use Holy Word Sanctify, to be honest. Because, again, we showed with Apotheosis, you get kind of 2 Prayer of Healings. Because, again, if they're all grouped together, be another 50 seconds before that comes off cooldown. If they're all kind of together, because it's going to be allies within 30 yards is quite a wide radius, but there are raids that are quite big, so again, I just prefer Apotheosis, because again, we can get Holy Word Sanctify out, which I find pretty useful, to be honest. You've got your Halo as well for your AoE healing, so I take Apotheosis there. In terms of the talents, in terms of gearing, Mastery is the key here, okay? Mastery is king, okay? All your gems, all your enchants, we got the cheap ones in, okay? Mastery, okay? As much mastery as you can get here, okay? Your Echo of Light is very powerful. After that, you want crit, okay? Mastery crit is generally this item here. Best in slot, really, for us, is something that has crit mastery in it. This is kind of perfect. You know, we got that from a mythic. Most of my gear is from mythic dungeons. Because that's what I do most of the time. Got a couple of things. I think I've got one thing from the raid. Like, literally, that's the trinket that I got. It had bloody versatility in it. Again, the gem slot, mastery. So all gems, all enchants, mastery. Okay. Did get these shoulders from PvP, Season 1, Warforged. 850, kind of crappy stats. Haste is not the best, to be honest with you. You want crit. Mastery and crit are the most important. Versatility is your weakest stat. It doesn't really do a huge amount, but everything I ever get, the bloody Warforges, has versatility in it. Typical, isn't it? You know, that's versatility, mastery. Again, it's got mastery in it, so you're going to take it. So you're like, nah, I'll have it. I'm going to have it anyway. In terms of artifact as well, your priority should be to get, I would suggest this one. We kind of fucked up here by going with Renew Faith. Not the best one. You know, your Divine Hymn is active when you use your Prayer of Mending. Yeah, well, Divine Hymn is active. Prayer of Mending jumps to new target without consuming any charges. Obviously, Prayer of Mending has, what, 5 charges? You can stack it up. You'll see here that will... it doesn't want to go on that target for some reason. We'll put it on myself then. There you go. Prayer of Mending has 5 charges. Doesn't show you it here. But you can stack it up to 10 charges. You can stack it up before the fight. We'll fire on myself again, and we've got 10 charges of it now. It doesn't show you. Yeah, it tells you up there, 10 charges. So basically, while your Divine Hymn is active, it will jump to targets without consuming a charge, which is quite nice. It kind of bounces around. Good for AoE healing. Not so good for sort of single target. I like this one. Blessing of Tuur, or Tuur, whatever the hell it's called. Critical heals with heal or flash heal. Grant a chance to imbue you with the essence of Tuur. Again, we're going to be taking quite a bit of crit anyway. The sure thing to go for is Light of Tuur. Okay, which gives you a 45-second cooldown ability. Applies Light of the Naru to a target, healing it for 129,000, increasing all healing you do to the target by 25% for 10 seconds. It has a maximum of 2 charges. It has a 45-second recharge. It's quite nice, this one, but I'm going to go for the one with the crit. And then we're going to make our way down to that one. Things that you want to get, obviously, Words of Healing. It's quite nice. Increase your healing done by Holy Word spells. Reverence, pretty good as well. Again, increase the healing done by heal and flash heal. Heal and flash heal is your bread and butter. Basically, it is the thing you're going to be spending the most. Flash heal, fast but expensive heal, and the heal is a slow but a... So basically, the difference is the cast time and the mana cost. This costs around half the mana, but has a longer cast time, basically. Isn't affected by a Trail of Light as well, heal. Hallowed Ground is a nice one. Increase the cooldown of Holy Word Sanctify. In terms of relics, generally Words of Healing is pretty nice for a relic. We've got this one here. Again, increase the healing done by heal and flash heal, and Reverence is a nice one. That one, that's the Words of Healing. Increase the healing done by your Holy Word spells is quite nice. We did get this 861 from the world boss, from one of the world bosses. Reduces the cooldown of Holy Word Sanctify by 13 seconds. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. It just means we get to use it more often, which is quite nice. These two are pretty good, actually. These two, this is an 835 Warforged, and this one's an 831. Again, they're quite good, actually. Increase the healing done by your heal and your flash heal. Again, it's what you're going to be casting most of the time, and increase the healing done by your Holy Word spells. So those two are pretty good for relics. It just gives you that bonus. You can see it pushes it beyond rank 3, which is quite nice for us. So in terms of healing, basically what you're going to be doing is you can keep Renew on the target. You want to just keep your heal, and you flash heal this target as well. If you're doing 2 targets, you'll see here we got the proc, and then we go back to this target and we get another little heal on that target there. So you're doing 2 targets, heal that one. It's not like me going, there you go. Heal this target, and then heal that target. You see here how it jumps between 2 targets as we flash heal. Target, so moderate damage that we don't need on a single target is just heal. Okay, you'll see your Echo of Light ticking away. You see that one gets the other heal as well. And then you get your proc on flash heal, you flash heal that one, you get the extra little bit of healing out of that. So 2 targets. Generally what we'll be doing is healing 2 tanks. Fairly simple, really. When they start taking big damage, you can keep your Renew up, but it's not critical, to be honest. It is quite mana. It is quite expensive for the healing that it does. It doesn't do a huge amount of healing, to be honest, with Renew. It's useful if you're going to be away from the target, you know, or if the target's going to run away for a while, like you're doing a tank swap or something. Or again, things with Rot or something like that, where they're going to be, you know, they're going to be moving out of the raid. Something like that, where you're kiting something or something like that, then Renew can be useful. It doesn't do a huge amount of healing, Renew. So generally, I don't feel it's worth keeping up. So it's also not worth really taking Enduring Renewal. Situational at best, to be honest with you. So your basic healing strategy is keep your flash heal, keep your Trail of Light ticking on multiple targets, and big damage comes out, start spending your Holy Words. Okay, Holy Word Serenity for a single target, and Holy Word Sanctify for AoE. Recharge it with your Prayer of Healing. Again, if a lot of people are spread out and have taken damage, you can pop out a big Halo does a moderate amount of healing, does infect all the targets with Echo of Light, as you can see. So it does that little extra hot. Also, so does your Holy Word Sanctify. So you want to be, big damage goes out, you're going to want to be doing that, and then you want to bring it back, okay? And you can still keep going with this. You can heal this target, we can heal this target, we can heal this target, we can then heal this target, and the other target will gain the benefit now. Now we're healing 3 targets now. See, now we're rolling out heals on multiple targets. That's back off cooldown, we'll pop that up again. For AoE healing, again, very simple. You want to pop this off, get your Prayer of Healing out, get your Prayer of... Prayer of Mending won't go on that target. There you go. So for some reason, Prayer of Mending doesn't want to go on that target. Put Prayer of Mending on the tank, and Prayer of Healing, useful again. Halo, you can use that as well. Get this off cooldown as quickly as you can, and then just pop that out. Okay, just pop out your Holy Word Sanctify. Again, when it gets intensive, you can use Apotheosis. When healing gets intense on a single target, then you can use Guardian Spirit. Use it when you're generally struggling, when you're starting to fall behind on a single target, you can use that as well. Divine Hymn is what you're going to pop when the shit has hit the fan. Bear in mind you can't move under Divine Hymn, okay? It's a 3-minute cooldown. What you're going to do is put out your Prayer of Mending if you took that artifact talent, put that out, and then hit Divine Hymn. And then your Prayer of Mending will bounce to multiple targets with unlimited stacks that you've got of Prayer of Mending. So yeah, it is useful there, but bear in mind you've got to be standing still. That is the only problem with Prayer of Mending, and you can still die while under the effects of it. So again, you're doing fights where there's stuff on the ground. There's a lot of fights with stuff on the ground in Emerald Nightmare. Should point out there's a hell of a lot. We talked about the first boss. We spent all night doing that. That's why I'm talking about the first boss. Xavius can be quite similar. You have to move around on Xavius. Cenarius in the second phase, you've got that. What I tend to do is if I die in that second phase of Cenarius, when he starts filling up the ground, then I pop that. I pop Prayer of Healing, and then I pop Divine Hymn. I've died twice. We've cleared that in the phase. But bear in mind you'll be in your Guardian Spirit form. So in terms of sort of food buffs, you want Mastery. Really, Mastery from food buffs. Got 1 Pickled Storm Ray left, which gives you Mastery. You can get Intellect as well from the Feasts, but in terms of personal buffs, Mastery is not bad. 225 Mastery. I don't have any flasks left. I do have the Augment rune as well, which increases my Intellect as well. I don't have the flasks. I used them all up. They're quite fucking expensive, those flasks. Better sell some of my Starlight Rose, really. I'm still learning alchemy. I haven't got the thing yet to make my own flasks. I have enough materials, but I don't have the thing learned, the spell learned so far. So yeah, I mean, I've done 2 weeks of raiding, and I'm enjoying it as a holy priest. When you get to farming content, obviously you're going to be maybe play Discipline, bit more fun, but a bit less healing out. But I should point out as well your utility. You do have Mass Dispel as well. It's quite heavy mana cost. Again, it's an AoE Dispel. You've also got Purify as your Dispel. You've also got Levitate as well, which is a bit of a utility there. You've also got some decent AoE damage with your Holy Nova. Does some... quite good AoE damage, actually, for a healer. And you do quite nice AoE damage. Obviously, you've got your Holy Fire and your Holy Word Chastise, we talked about. Holy Fire is just a dot. It's basically like Shadow Word Pain with a cooldown. Essentially, that's what I think of it as. Again, I'm using target of target macros as well here, so I can hit targets. I can't target these things. It's an invalid target. Because this is the healer one, we'd have to run over here to demonstrate the DPS one. Put our Angelic Feather down. This is the Priest Order Hall. So again, you just get your Holy Word spell out, pop out that one, and then Smite, basically. That's your single target damage. You've got the chance to reset the cooldown on that, and you'll see here while smiting, this cooldown is coming off as well. I should put out that your artifact ability, which we couldn't get up there, is the... your Holy Word spells have a chance to summon the image of Tu'ur at your side, and it will aid you in combat. Basically what it does is it mimics your heals. So if you do a single target heal, it'll put a little hot on the target, And if you do an AoE heal, it puts a little hot on all the targets that you AoE heal, and it puts a little dot on the targets that you damage. Basically, it's not the best of artifact abilities. It is a passive, and it is a chance. It is RNG. But yeah, bear in mind, you do want to have Holy Word Chastise on cooldown. Would suggest just put it up on cooldown. Again, because Holy Word Serenity and Holy Word Sanctify, you don't generally want to use these on cooldown unless there's a need to use them. Like, it's a waste of a big heal. So again, anticipating damage really is the main thing. We'll try and get one up. Will we get it up? Nah, it didn't pop out. Didn't pop out. It just doesn't pop out. It pops out when it wants to pop out. You've got also that Power of the Naru, which should discuss in the artifact ability. Okay, Holy Word Sanctify increases healing by your prayer healing by 18% for 15 seconds. Again, very good if you're AoE healing. As you can see, we're set up to mostly AoE heal here. So you get that little buff there. We have only put 1 point into the increased healing done by Prayer of Healing, so we're kind of set up to do mostly AoE healing, because that's what we did mostly. You've got a Paladin healer for the tank healing, so we kind of let the Paladin do their thing. We use our Trail of Light heals, obviously, but in terms of a healer, it's pretty good. It has a nice toolkit. It has the toolkit to deal with all the situations. It's not a specialist AoE healer, like you probably want a druid or something like that for AoE healing. You want a holy paladin for single target tank healing. But you know, the holy priest is not viable. You know, it can do both. It just can't do them as well. It is certainly viable. But anyway, that is all for this video. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you again soon, and goodbye.